Not gonna lie, I think Morton Feldman fucking sucks. And it's not that I don't get it. His pieces are easy to draw meaning from for me personally. Within 20 minutes, I've pretty much sussed out what the art is trying to say to me. And usually, for a few minutes, it's compelling. But Feldman is a hateful man who thinks the world is full of retards. So he gives the audience like 90 minutes, 2 hours, 6 hours to figure out each piece. And in doing so, he disrespects the audience's intelligence. There's just not enough to chew on, really. He gives us one thing and one thing only for each piece. So it's funny to me that his music is treated as intellectually challenging by hipsters, when really there's more moving pieces in a Bruno Mars song. There is this breed of classical music that's really sparse and where nothing moves, nothing happens, which is championed by a lot of people. And I really don't know why. To me, it is the music of stagnancy and complacence. There's genuinely no reason to listen to it, as it brings no benefit to yourself. Morton Feldman purposefully does everything he can to avoid inserting anything meaningful at all into his music. I really don't understand what's so interesting about this aversion. I kinda suss him out as a miserable loser who hates himself. Because whether he thinks so or not, the music he creates reflects himself. And that music is all disjointed and disharmonious. It feels like the feelings of insecurity and being horrified by your own existence. It's for losers. There is other music out there quite similar to Feldman. Like Messiah has some shit like that. And also John Cage. And like John Cage has some decent stuff, but much of the same issues apply to him, and some of his pieces are even less worth listening to. And they actually make me angry. Other than that, a lot of people like to bring up Cage as their poster boy for experimental music, and really they don't give a shit about Cage's music. And if they did, it wouldn't be because it was meaningful to them, but just because it's experimental. I think experimental music is gay, to be honest. Experimental fans seem to be in a constant phase of trying to find the most experimental thing ever created, which is like a dumb thing to try to quantify to begin with. But in doing so, it's like they're just novelty seeking. They like the music simply because it's weird. They don't care about music having any depth or substance at all. It's just if it's different, it's good. Really, experimental music is for retards. I'll be fair and say that I've met Feldman fans who I would say have an authentic appreciation of the music and can explain the things they like about it. But from my experience, most Feldman fans can't explain why they like him when pressed. I'm a Feldman hater, and I think I can explain what there is to like in Feldman pieces better than they can. Every piece I listen to, I have a lot of thoughts about. It's not as if it's going over my head. The thoughts that his pieces do inspire in me are the little I enjoy about his music. Like for example, with Crippled Symmetry, I had a lot of thoughts. It evokes feelings of being at odds with oneself. You have desires and dreams for your life that you wish to achieve, and this is one side of yourself. The other side lets this side down. It does and thinks and desires things counterintuitive to the whole. And this is something people do. They do things that aren't in their interest all the time, despite all reason. So you have this higher exalted side which carries in it the vision of your ideal self, and it's being fucked with by this lower, lousier, primal side. And this creates the crippled symmetry. I think you're supposed to hate this because this condition of humanity is something we desired to break free from. So I hated what I heard, but I appreciated the art for accurately portraying this. I considered it valuable to confront this face to face. I found it valuable for the first 20 minutes. The piece is 90 minutes long. It gives you nothing else to think about because it doesn't change at all in all of its runtime. It just gives you the same thing you already drew your conclusion from in the first 20 minutes for the entire 90 minutes. And after a certain point, all the value I saw there went out the window and was replaced with, yeah, I fucking get it, Feldman, enough. This is why I say he insults the listener's intelligence. To be fair, I don't think Feldman intends to be liked or disliked, so good on him for that. I think he understands that the vast majority of people will dismiss his music immediately, and that he doesn't care about that. And really, he just wants his music to exist detached from everything. But I think that is gay as well. His music just ends up very wishy-washy and scared to make any statement at all. What is so bad about making impactful music? Why be so resigned to not influence anything? He's just a coward. Catman looks at society and says, I'm gonna fix that. Feldman looks at it and tries not to think about it. I can't really wrap my head around why people like boring, nothing shit like this. Whatever happened to explosions and car chases? They're cool as hell. Why doesn't Feldman include a bass drop or two in his pieces? Yo, it's Catman coming in from the future here. Yeah, I just got a few extra thoughts. I might repeat myself a little bit, but I had a kind of rant recently, and yeah, I thought I may as well include it in the video. I'm very critical of the energies I allow myself to bask in, and most of Morton Feldman's music has pure self-hatred, depersonalization vibes going on. I think it's a kind of self-pity wankery in a sense, down to the fact he allows none of his music to be imbued with meaning. He wants to have no influence over anything he makes, but what he does make is totally disharmonious and disordered, and it reflects him whether he likes it or not. I also just don't understand why a living person would want to bask in the pools of sound he creates. If it was to just appreciate the art, you would only need to involve yourself with it for 5 minutes, just the same as you would only look over a painting for a brief few moments to appreciate it. You wouldn't need to bask in it for however many hours. The people who listen to it may not be defined by self-hatred, but I think they indulge in it when they listen to him. His music is wallowing in nature, it stays in one place. In removing all intention he has over his own music, what then goes into it, as he's making no decisions to influence what is coming out of him and going into the music, is the truth about Feldman's nature. His uninfluenced nature, and he is frightened, disgusted in himself, either barely sees himself as human, or it's something to that effect that extends to the whole world. I just don't like that. I mean, it sucks for him that he's a loser who, for whatever mind-raped reason, can't live life. But I don't want to hear it. It's not conducive to anything worthwhile for a person's life. It is again just wallowing. I'll end this video off with a confession. There is one thing Feldman made that I do think is good. And not only good, but I actually fuck with it a lot. And that's this one. If you guys know of other stuff he's done like this one, let me know. Anyway, that's about it. Subscribe to the Catman Show. Leave a like, leave a comment. Goodbye.